What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Welcome to another Growing with Grossi call, man, where we're going to talk to you how to just conquer this thing called life, how to dominate. I see Mitchell Guns on the line on IG Live. We got Jason on the call. We got Vienna. We got Guy. We got Christine. We got an A. I don't know who A is, but what's up, A? So A is good. I got Andreas on the call. Mohit, Vinny, guys, thank you so much. Annalisa, thank you so much for joining me with the Growing with Grossi call, guys. These are the things I look forward to my whole life. I look for ways to try to make an impact in this world. And so whether you're a newcomer on the call, whether you're just watching the recording, whether you're somebody live on YouTube or whether you're on LinkedIn, however you're watching these calls, thank you so much. These calls are meant to define the game you want to play. They're meant to show you how to truly get started on things that matter the most to you. Maybe not to me, but all I'm going to do is, and my intention in this whole thing is, it's every Tuesday, is that I show you how I do things, how I show up every single day, how I make connections every single day, how I get shit done every single day to get closer to my goal. So as if you're not working closer to, if you're not trying to get better than you were yesterday, man, you're failing in this thing called life. You must always grow, always grow. Let me turn this off a little bit, my sound off. Sorry, guys, got buzzers going off. So you must always grow in life. You must always strive to get closer to whatever your end goal is. I know Mitchell Gunn, he used to fish. He's a big fisherman, great baseball player. I know he's on IG Live, so I'll tell you his story. If he sets a goal to become the best fisherman in the world and he's not working towards that every single day, then he's failing. You always want to get closer to it. You want to become the best version of yourself. So this applies, guys, whether you're an aspiring dental student, whether you're inspiring to become the best version of yourself, whether you're inspiring to be a dentist, an entrepreneur, a life profession, whatever you're doing, whether you're a young dentist trying to make it, whether you're trying to figure out what you want to do, these calls are meant for you. And my hope is that you take away some of the tips and tricks and start implementing the things in your life right now, not later, today. And for some of you that don't know me, I know some of you do. I'm Dr. Bobby Grossi, born and raised in Flint, Michigan, raised by a single mom, raising 3 kids. And one of the narratives we've always had in Flint, Michigan is finances. And we always struggle with finances. This call today, this call is about writing your money narrative. And what does it truly mean to cause and create your money narrative? What does it truly mean to create what you want? I thought, when I was growing up, there was always tight. Money was tight. In this generation right now, money's tight. We have a belief system that it can't be there. So what are you telling yourself? What is your money narrative? What is your story? So writing your money narrative involves crafting your story or perspective around your relationship with money and how it shapes your life. You might have, it's going to help you gain your clarity, overcome your limiting belief systems, and develop a healthier financial habit. And all of us need that. So if you're looking for a step-by-step approach, just with a thumbs up or a heart, if you want a step-by-step approach of how to truly create your money narrative, give me a thumbs up. If you're ready to go, give me a heart. Let's go. Let's make this happen, right? Let's do this. So at the end of the day, there's a few things you got to do. Number one, if you can write it down, write it down. If you can't, hey, watch the recording and go back and record it. I'll try to have my team put stuff in the chat for you on IG Live. I can't do that. So if you can write it down, awesome. Number one, reflect on your financial journey. Where have you been? What is your past experiences with money, and how is it molded to you? What was the narrative that your parents might have said? What is the narrative that you've heard of even on the news? Consider your financial milestones, challenges as pivotal moments in your life. Think about how your upbringing or your background, culturally background, your personal value has influenced your beliefs, attitude towards money. I can remember growing up, riding my big wheel when I was 8 years old, never wanting to struggle like my mom. I never wanted money to be the narrative that dictated what I did. And so many of us are stuck in living what money the narrative is. And you might say, well, dude, it worked out for you. It worked out for me because I chose a different narrative. I chose not to have a limiting belief system on money. I chose not to live and make decisions similar to the culture or the family or the upbringing that I had. I chose to listen to other people. I released the emotional aspect of money, thinking money might not be bad, right? So what are your identifying your beliefs and emotions of money? Like, these are things you got to do. Number one, you got to reflect on your financial journey. Why are where you're at today? What has caused that? Is it the choice you make? Is it a narrative you've been told? Have you heard money's the root of all evil? Have you heard that money doesn't fall that far or grow on trees? What have you heard? Do you truly believe that in this economy that people don't have money? Do you truly believe that? If that's the case, it's creating your narrative. But identify your beliefs and emotion. Second, I want you to explore your beliefs and emotions related to money. Like, do you feel when you have money, or if you don't have money, is there an emotion that's tied to it? I have a belief system of money. I have a scarcity mindset sometimes when it comes to money. You might say, well, why is that? You're on this call, you're talking about it. The reason being is that I grew up without money. And so I'm afraid of losing money. I don't have a scarcity mindset. I have a fear of losing money. I have a fear of going broke. I have a fear of going backwards. And some of my decisions, I got to work out of it, of what controls my money. What are my belief systems? What I believe. I truly believe now, financially more than ever, even in this generation, you can cause and create any narrative you want on money. I truly believe you can have whatever it is. Are you willing to put the work in? I truly believe that. You might not believe that. Some people might not believe that. But what are your emotions? What do you believe about wealth, success, abundance? Do you have any limiting beliefs when it comes to that? Do you have any negative emotions holding you back? Do you think you can't, so therefore you won't? I have a saying, before I say the saying, consider these beliefs and emotions of how they impact your financial decisions and behaviors. Because I promise you, every decision you make going forward, they're stuck somewhere. Most of us live in the past. Most of us create our past is what creates really our present or our future. It dictates it. So what changed my perspective of just money was how I shifted my mindset to what I wanted. And I started saying, I am the voice. I lead, not follow, believe, not doubt, create, not destroy. I'm a force for good. I defy the odds. I set new standards and I step up. And you might say, how does that have to do with money? Because it took me to shift my mindset to go and cause and create anything I wanted where the money came in. When you start serving people, when you start over delivering value, people will pay. Money will come your way. You don't believe me? There's some people that don't have money, but they have a perceived value of a Louis Vuitton purse. They always find a way for the Louis Vuitton purse. They always find a way to come up with the money. If you're a friend or family on here and you have a child or a loved one who needs something financially, you will find a way because you believe there is a way. Some things that are holding you back financially from being an entrepreneur or being successful financially is that you have a belief you can't. And so therefore your brain is designed to always be right. Remember that. Your brain is designed to always be right. So the third thing you have to do, and it's very important, choose your perspective. Decide the perspective you want to adopt in your money narrative. It can be a positive one, an empowering one. It needs to align with all your goals and values, though. For example, you might choose to see money as a tool for creating a fulfilling life or a means to make a positive impact. I always tell people, people think money is the root of all evil. That is the farthest thing from the truth. If you don't believe me, why do churches need money? Right? If you're an asshole before you have money, you're an asshole with money. If you're an asshole, if you're kind before you have money, you're more kind with money. Why? Because you want to make a difference in this world. It's what you want to do with money. How do you want to behave? What would it mean to you? Is it financial freedom? Is it security? What is it? We all know the stress of not having enough money, whether it's in a dental practice, whether it's Mitchell Gunn in college, whether it's Vienna trying to figure out her way in life, whether it's Mohit trying to figure out what he wants to do, whether it's Andreas, what he wants to do with his marketing company, whether it's Renee, how you run your family life, whether it's Christine, how do we come up with a budget for just my kids growing up, whatever it is. We ought to put this in perspective and create it. Fourth, I need you to do is outline your story. Outline your story. Create an outline or structure for your money narrative. Start with introducing the steps or stages of relationship with money. You need to know this. I'm a musician and music teacher. I didn't know that, Vienna. Awesome. Maybe you can teach me some music lessons. That's great. So Vienna, I love that you love music. By the way, just a sidebar, guys, I'm talking to someone on IG Live. I was a musician too. Just kidding. I was actually in the original boy band, but it's all good. I'll sing for you at a different time. Then organize your story, guys, in key chapters or sections, focusing on different aspects such as your financial struggles, achievements, lessons learned in your future aspirations. You need to know this. You need to know what are the setbacks. When I was in dental school trying to figure out a way to pay through dental school, I had to know what my narrative was. I had to know what was holding me back. I had to know what I had to overcome and where I wanted to go and what was my future aspirations and things I had to do. What's up, Andreas? I see you on camera. What's up, baby? Welcome, baby. Welcome to the call. Good seeing you. You need to also include specific examples. Make sure that to make your narrative more relatable and authentic, include specific examples from your life. Like, what is your specific examples for your online stories? Share stories, your financial challenges you're faced with, how you've overcame them, or the lessons you've learned along the way. Like, what is it? She says, shoot, I got a call. Sorry, jump back on after your call, Vienna. These examples will add depth to make your narrative. When I say, the reason why I want you to write a narrative, you keep saying, why do you keep talking about writing a narrative or a story about my financial situation? It's no different than researching a topic. The more you know why you are the way you are, the easier it is to fix. Andreas, the thumbs up, you're on camera when you know that, right? The more you know about your story, the more you know about your narrative, the more you know about what is causing, creating where you're at right now, the better it is to change the narrative. So when I always say to people, hey, when I was 18, I had a belief about money. I had a belief system raised by my parents about money. And why can I not have money? Or why can I not have financial success? Or why am I always working against Parkinson's law, or which is your expenses always rise to meet your income? And you've heard me say that law over and over because it's a law. The reason why you need to know your narrative and where you stand, what's up, Travis? Thanks for joining, is because then you can rewrite the narrative. It is no different than if you look at a character trait of yourself and you say, this is who I am on the left side of the page. This is who I am today. And this is where I aspire to be tomorrow. You write the characteristic traits you want to be. When you understand the narrative that you're at financially, now you know where you want to go. You know what to cause and create. And so you also know how to continue moving yourself. So when you share your stories with other people, with yourself, you're saying them out loud and you're understanding what makes you you. Just like you understand how to change it. People always say, I need help. You start with yourself first. I'm getting fired up because this narrative that you write, the examples you create are what's going to cause and create your future for financial success and prosperity, I promise. It's the same things that are holding you back is right in front of you. We don't take the time to really know. We don't take the time to say what is truly making up the DNA and core of my limiting beliefs and my principles. So when you outline your story of what you want to cause or create and your stories of where you're at, that's when you figure it out. And that's where you had the eureka moment. That's when I knew. Like when I talk about my dad, people don't know I come from a broken home. Bob Hale is really my stepdad, but he's my dad. He's my dad. He empowers my dad that's on this call. He's my dad. But I knew that I had to change. If I knew more about my family history, if I knew more about my upbringing of my father, I knew what not to do. So when you understand your narratives and your stories and how you come and culture swings, cultures stay the same. People stay the same because they refuse to change their narrative. They refuse to change what's got them there. They don't want to do something different. They want to stay comfortable because, well, it's my family. This is just the way it is. That's a bullshit answer. You can be the one to plant the new seed. You can be the one to make the difference. You can be the one to break that seed, AKA I'm the first doctor ever in my family. I'm the first one ever to go to grad school. I'm the first one to do whatever. Why? Because I chose a different narrative. And I didn't get stuck up in the belief system that it once was. I'm a single kid from Flint, Michigan with my mom making $18,000 a year. And I found a way. Yes, there's struggles, but you can write I'm going on a tangent, I'm sorry, but you can write your struggles. Highlight your growth and transformation. That's number 6. Highlight your growth and transformations. Emphasize your growth, your transformation throughout your whole money narrative. The reason why it's important of where you went, where did you start, where are you going? It's like you're celebrating these little wins. Discuss the mind shifts that you've had, the financial habits, your strategies that you've adopted to improve your relationship with money. When I talk about what I would discuss, if I was going to share this with you, and show how you've evolved in a healthy approach, my highlight of growth and transformation is as follows. I believed when I was 15, 16 years old that I was meant to be something different. I didn't know it was dentistry. I didn't know what it was going to be. I knew I didn't want to live paycheck to paycheck like my mom. That's what I knew. And as I was seeing the trends, no matter how much money was coming in, right, I realized I was still living paycheck to paycheck. And you see this a lot in life. You'll see athletes that make millions of dollars that still live paycheck to paycheck because they're not working against Parkinson's law, which I will state again, your expenses will always rise to meet your income. If there's one thing to write down in this world, please write down Parkinson's law. Your expenses will always rise to meet your income, right? Your expenses will always rise to meet your income. It's in the chat now. So you have to work against that. You need to know the habits and things you've done. My personal growth was I started working against it. I started finding ways and surrounding myself with people that understood how to break the law. I started coming up with strategies of how to save money. And one thing I would tell you guys, here's a little hack if you really want to know, like, how do I start by saving? Especially with a lot of kids sometimes. I always say at least start with a third. And you're like, what's a third mean? The $3 rule, right? I'm just going to call it the $3 rule. I heard this one time and it stuck with me. So I did not create this. Let's just use it. I'll give you a little hack. $3 rule. $1, we're going to use $3 as an example. It's the rule of three. If you have $3, $1 goes to pay your bills, $1 goes for fun, the other dollar goes in investing. So you say, well, what if I have $3,000? Well, $1,000 goes to your bills, $1,000 goes to investing, $1,000 goes to fun. What if I have $30,000? Guys, do the math. It's 10, 10, and 10. So if you take everything and you break it out in thirds, that is a strategy that you can implement and you can start saving. The reason why I love that is that even if you're 15, 14, 13, 18, 45, 55, you got to start somewhere. And sometimes you just didn't know the tools. But when you start growing and you shift your mindset to money and how you don't think it's possible, and you start developing in this healthy relationship, you're going to see how easy money comes in. And then seventh thing you got to do is set your future intentions. Set your future intentions. What do you want to express future financially, your intentional goals? Describe how you envision your financial future. What do you want to cause and create? What steps, plans do you have to take to achieve them? Whether it's studying a marketing course, if you want to be in marketing, whether if you're a musician, Vienna, you talk to me on IG Live. How do I become the highest paid musician in the world? Whether I'm a top YouTuber or whatever. How can I do this? How can I find my passion and love and do this? How can I create a sense of purpose and direction in my narrative? If I make more money, how can I make an impact? What can I do? And we all know that my goal in life is to make the greatest impact in this world. We know that. I've said that to you online, right? Number 8, edit and refine your plan. After writing your initial draft, review and edit your money narrative. Pay attention to the flow. What is the coherence? What's the clarity of your story? The clearer you are, the more clear you are in your story, the more likely you are achieving it. Just like if I said to you, I'm going to be a dentist in 4 years, I'm going to make X amount of dollars, I'm going to have this big of a dental practice, I'm going to have this many operatories, I'm going to have this many people working for me, this is what my building is going to look like. What happens when you start creating that and you put it on whiteboards and they talk about visions and they talk about little statements that you have and you're writing in a journal? You're more apt to get that. Even when you set goals and targets, the more clear you are, law of attraction. Thanks, Andres. Law of attraction. I love that. But the more you are able to write down what you want, the more your subconscious brain and the world will help get you that. You know, it even talks about in the Bible, in this world, we don't believe in God anymore, but I do. It even says in the Bible, write it on tablets. You need, why are we trying to change an era? What is the vision statement? What does your vision board look like? What is it that you want to cause and create? I can remember, I'll bet you when Mitchell Gunn was fishing, and I know Mitchell was on the call, so if he's not on there anymore, I'll tell you, when Mitchell Gunn was fishing, he had an idea of the bass he wanted to take. He had an idea of how big it was, what it weighed. And guess what happened? He probably caught the damn bass. And even if he didn't caught that bass, he got closer. He got closer to versus further away. So edit and refine your plans. What are the necessary details? Ensure that your narrative is effective and it conveys the message and emotion you want. Because if you can tie your message and your wants to emotions, man, you are powerful. You are an unstoppable force. If you can combine what you want with an emotion, you're great. Now it can be, if it's a negative emotion, remember, it's going to repel you. Just like if you have a negative thing about money, it's never coming to you. It's never coming to you. It's never coming to you. Number 9, I got a lot of Roman numerals on here. Sorry. Share and reflect. Consider sharing your money narrative with your friends. family, or mentors. I would caution that. I have that on there. Share it with the people that you know will support you, not judge you. Share it with the people that will support you, because you might have to share it with a total stranger. Sometimes the one thing holding us back, which is the facts, is the same family members that created these limiting beliefs. Remember that. So when you share your story, share it. And the reason why I share it, and I say it on social media, and I tell my family, and I tell my coaches and mentors that are behind me what I want to cause and create, is really an accountability piece. Because if you say it out loud, guess what? They're gonna say, hey, how's that going? How's that going? And you got to show up every day, Andreas. You got to show up every day, Mohit. You got to show up every day, Shandell. You got to show up every day, Guy. You got to show up every day to prove to them that what you said is going to happen, because you're also the product of your word. And so the more I say it, the more I put it into action, the more I internally believe in it, and I can accomplish that. So share and reflect it. Get some feedback and insights on other people that have learned and done it. Maybe they failed. If you want to start a dental practice, man, you better call me. I mean, for God's sakes, I've been doing it 2 decades. I've grown a practice 5 times of what I started in Flint, Michigan, with the poorest economy in the world. I mean, if you ever want dental advice on how to do economy and how to combat an economy in dentistry, you might want to call me. Like, I think I've mastered it, from GM shutdowns to Flint water crisis to pandemics. I think I've got it figured out. So find advice from people that have done it. Take the time to reflect on feedback and make any necessary changes you might want to revisions. Last thing I'll say, Roman numeral 10, revisit and update. There's never things in life that you never, ever revisit and update. You always got to modify and tweak your plan. Your money narrative is not set in stone. It's something that can possibly adjust. You might have a different way of looking at it. You might get into crypto. You might get into AI. You might get into a lot of things. You might start doing different narratives. But what is it? Why are you causing creating the money narrative you want? Why are you writing it? As you continue to grow and evolve, revisit and update over and over and over. If you are doing the same shit you did 5 years ago, you're failing. If you are making the same amount of money you did 5 years ago, I promise you, you're more broke. Because the only thing I know is the cost of living is going up. And if your pay ain't going up, you're going 20% lower. You don't know that. It's a hack, but truth. Always revisit and revise. And what is your relationship with your money and change? How has it changed over time? How do you feel about it even after this call? Hopefully totally different than what you did when you started the call, because that's the intent of this call. Hopefully you realize, damn, this is just a normal dude whose mom made $18,000 a year, who is now on a podcast trying to tell you guys how to make more freaking money and has now done it. Like, how do you do it? Because I write my own narrative. I cause create I want. I will be worth X amount of dollars by the year 2025. I believe it's so hard. I mean, I say stuff every single day. I'm so grateful that abundance comes to me easily and effortlessly on a continuous basis every single day. I spit stuff like it's nothing, because I believe that. I believe I'm a producer. I believe I can cause and create anything you want. Do you believe the same thing? Andreas, do you believe you can do it? Vienna, do you believe you can do it? Mitchell Gunn, do you believe you can do it? Everyone else on the call, from Mohit to Guy to Shandell to Christine, do you believe you can do it? People watching on YouTube right now, do you believe you can do it? Because you must believe before anybody else believes. You must have your narrative right before anybody else even understands your narrative. And they don't need to understand your narrative. You do. You write your narrative you want. I don't care what the limiting belief system is that you have. I don't care what you think is possible. Anything is possible. Anything is possible when you believe. When you're crafting your money narrative, when you're crafting you want, it involves reflecting on your journey, identifying your beliefs and emotions, and choosing a perspective, outlining your story. You need specific examples. You need to highlight your growth. You need to set future intentions. You need to edit and refine and share and reflect and revisit and update over and over and over every single day. When you do this, this process is going to help you gain the clarity and overcome your limiting belief systems and develop a healthier financial habit and empower you to shape your future financial decisions in a positive way. That makes the greatest impact, not only in your life, but in your family's life and then everyone else's life. And guys, I got to keep you on track. I mean, I spit a lot of fire here. I hope this call was great. I got to keep you on track. So I need you to share your progress. I need you to tell me your progress in your planner. Share them with me at the info@thedentistco.com. Give me whatever it is that I can help you with. And if this call is making a positive impact to you, if this call is making a difference, share this with your friends. Tell me how it's making change in your life. Tell me something. I'm excited to hear about all of you, and I get to some of this beneficial. I love hearing about it. But even if this has touched you today, give me a heart. Give me a thumbs up. Give me something. because I know you make the greatest impact ever in this world. People that support me online that don't show up on these calls, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. People that share this information with other people, thank you. People that are looking to grow my future seminars and training, whether it's in dentistry, whether it's in life, thank you. People that are helping me cause and create the life I want in my world, thank you. I show gratitude and love that you even take time on a Tuesday at 1 p.m. to show up. Some people are in different countries in a different time zone that are showing up on these calls. They're at 11 o'clock at night, some areas, 1 in the morning. They're at different, I'm telling you, it's crazy. But people show up for me. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And if these calls are making an impact, please let me know at theinfo@thedentistco.com. And come next week, ready? For all the things leading up to, I'm finally going to show you how to create the financial life planner you want. How do you truly create your financial life plan? I mean, I don't know. In this day and age, finances are kind of important. We're out figuring out like they're not there, but I'm going to help you cause and create the shit you want. I love you all. God bless you. We'll talk soon. Much love.